everybody. Welcome to episode 29 of The Worst Talk Show. I'm DJ NGC, co-host
David Dow.
Handsome boyfriend Dave to all of you. We're just waiting for the live stream to show up on our monitor so we can start checking everybody in, if you will.
I
there
will.
We go. We are starting watch live video. We were off last week. I always think like it's a weekend show, but it's not. We took a little bereavement time. My mother, Mary, passed away.
Beautiful mother.
She's been fighting the good fight with Alzheimer's. 7 years from diagnosis to her passing, and very young. She was diagnosed at 65. It's a horrible disease. It's one of the most cruelest things ever. So we took a week off, and I did want to let you know about a really nice surprise. First of all, thank you. And I'll say this a lot. Hi, Jim Pericotti. Thank you to everybody who offered condolences and sent flowers and
here it comes.
And what else did they send?
They
sent food and cards and texts and phone
more
calls.
flowers.
And the love has been felt, and I still feel it. So thank you very much. We had an extra nice surprise. I logged onto Facebook last night.
Hi, Holly Cantor.
Around dinner time. Hi, Vicky. And I noticed that a bunch of people were posting pictures and tagging myself and my brothers and sister, as well as my dad, in pictures with them holding Bertini's pizza boxes and things that said hashtag pizza my heart and hashtag fight Alzheimer's. And what I didn't know, and it was a lovely surprise, it was almost like the whole city of Salem showed up for my mom yesterday. Her favorite restaurant, as many of you know, is Bertini's in Salem. She's also good friends. Both my parents are good friends with the owners, John and Polly. And some good friends of the family set it up so that $5 for each pizza sold yesterday at Bertini's went directly to the Alzheimer's Foundation.
Alzheimer's research, yeah.
In my mother's name, in Mary Creedon's name. So
pretty
that
cool.
Was amazing. And
the graphics were classy. I mean, it was a nice thing. Yeah.
They're keeping the link open for the Alzheimer's Foundation of America. So in her name, so we will post that later. If you do want to make a donation in my mom's name, Mary Creedon, that would be amazing. And everybody who called and warned me about grief, because you think with Alzheimer's, you've been preparing for this for so long. And they said, no, like grief is just gonna hit you like a mofo. And yeah, it has, and it's waves. And I'm just so grateful for my family and friends and loved ones who have continued to reach out. So thank you. We have an amazing special guest tonight, who's one of those amazing friends who've been reaching out and sending love.
Would you say super friends?
Super friend Sam Avola is here with us tonight. He's going to be showing off his beautiful kitchen and an awesome recipe that is both sweet and healthy-ish. Definitely healthier than some of the stuff that's been going on in this house recently.
Yeah,
It's difficult when a member of your family passes away and you're trying to watch what you eat. It all just sort of goes right out the window. So Casey Riddles, hello, sending hugs. Michael Maloney, Nikki T. Yeah, the Salem folks absolutely showed up for my mom. So thank you very much. So Sam Avola, he's a designer. He's a great cook. And we know that firsthand. I would call
impresario, maybe?
Yeah, impresario. He's also a wonderful entertainer and has stage presence for days.
He's a catalyst.
And he is, yeah, I think his line on Facebook is, hi, I'm a catalyst. How may I serve you, or how may I help you? He's a connector. There are certain people that just know how to connect everybody together like a conduit, right? It's just beautiful. And we're so happy to have him tonight. And I'm so jealous of his kitchen. I can't wait for you guys to see it.
It's pretty sweet.
Casey Riddle said, I'm so happy you said showing off his kitchen. We also have a few other things that we wanted to sort of announce to you as well. Congratulations to Will Daly and his beautiful wife, Nisa. Will Daly, singer, songwriter, hashtag Tigerbeat, because the boy is handsome.
Okay, look, little Esme is gonna be, she's like,
brand new baby girl.
Oh my goodness.
Esme Lennon Daly, born February 4th.
That's
2021.
Gonna be a good looking kid.
So if you see Will in your travels, or Nisa for that matter, I'm sure Nisa's exhausted right now.
Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations, we love you, and that is one beautiful baby. So oh my goodness.
Babies, yes, babies.
Bibbies. We have a lot to get to tonight. Sam is going to pop on around 8 o'clock, and we may just keep him the whole time until 8:30. Who knows?
Well,
this is a loosey-goosey show tonight with everything that's been going on, you guys.
I was going to go finish my Thai chicken and rice. You know?
Yeah. Like, are you giving all these another free shout out?
Let me tell you something. I just had this for the first time tonight. 3 minutes in the microwave.
Yeah, it's
3 minutes. A separate 3 minutes for the rice, which was frozen. Thank you, Trader Joe's. You put them together.
It's magic.
Golly.
It's magic.
Guys, the sauce is just, I don't even know. I have to like break it down and find out what they put in it.
Okay.
And then I have to mainline it.
Casey is asking if you can sing Send Her My Love to Angie from all of us.
Like maybe, Steve Perry and Journey?
Let's wait on that because we've got a long show and the tissues are all the way across the room.
Yeah, that's dumb too, isn't it?
And I have cried enough, at least for the next 20 minutes. So if you're new to the show, welcome. We love you. We're usually a little more prepared than this, but you know, things happen.
Just so you know.
Yes.
Hold on, guys. Honey, just so you know, they have no idea what's going on inside your head. It's the same show. It's a magical show. You've got it. You have this.
All right. Fair
Stop
enough.
saying it's disorganized. It's exactly the two of us in front of a camera.
I was getting to the point of we normally talk about what we watched, what we listened to, and what we ate or cooked, or in the diabolical baker's case, baked. And Baby Yoda, the show mascot, also here. Sorry, hashtag Grogu. So we have a lot of stuff to catch up on because we weren't on last week. I tried to make Dave watch the Lifetime original movie about salt and pepper.
I started, guys. I gave it a go, but it was pretty terrible.
It's pretty terrible. We're gonna save you the full watch right now. But wait,
what's the best part?
The best part is that we dive into Salt and Pepper's history.
It's early.
We didn't realize
when there is it City College or Queens College or where it's like a community college.
Yeah.
Like Queensboro Community College or something like that.
So they meet at community college and they all end up working together to Sears call center. So it's not just Salt and Pepper, which are Sandy and now I can't remember the other one's real first name, which is terrible.
That's really terrible.
So Kid and Play.
Marie.
And Martin Lawrence. They're all together. They're all friends.
They all
working at the Sears call center.
They're trying to sell extended warranties over the phone. Cold calling people.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And they all became famous. And of course, Herbie the Love Bug, who was the producer, who basically taught them all how to rap. Taught them all, where to come in, where to do this. I mean, he wasn't always the nicest guy and the nicest manager, but he definitely got them all on the right track and they all got famous. So that was kind of exciting. But I will say this, Spinderella was done dirty.
Well, was she even a thing?
Oh, yeah.
In the show?
She was a thing, but it was so like, an afterthought in the movie. It was very disappointing. And of course, the Spinderella was not consulted at all. She was fired by like text or something last year or 2 years ago. So it really, that was kind of not great. I mean, it's women empowering women. And then we're just going to forget all about the female DJ you had with you, who, by the way, was the best looking out of all you three. And I love you all. There was a point where their stardom had dipped a bit and their label had gone under, and they were doing club shows again. And I don't know if you guys were at the show, but I saw them at the channel with their full dancers and everything on that wee channel stage. And it was a fantastic show. So they were always the consummate performers, but perhaps they could have not done Spinderella dirty with that, because that was just uncalled for, ladies.
Dirty.
Uncalled for. I just love that they all worked for Sears. And of course, the joke over and over again is that none of them are really working,
Yeah.
And Martin Lawrence would try out his stand-up bits in the call center until the manager walked back in. So that part was pretty fun. But Lifetime making movies
about rap,
about hip hop stars and whatnot, I don't know.
Hey, speaking of sort of has been hip hop stars.
Well, is she a has been? I mean, she's an elder.
She's actually woman of hip-hop. She's actually gone to the acting side of things for a while now. She's been. We talk about
Dana Owens, aka Queen Latifah, who is the new Equalizer. Who played the original Equalizer on television? Who was the old white guy?
Edward Woodward.
Edward Woodward. If you were of a certain age, you may remember that. And then Denzel Washington brought the Equalizer back.
He brought it to Boston.
Was that a TV show
to Chelsea.
Or a movie, though?
2 movies.
Okay, so a couple movies. The Equalizer, sort of fighting the good fight for people who don't have anywhere else to turn. Well, now it's Queen Latifah's turn, and you're told to believe that she is an elite, is it CIA?
CIA operative.
The best in the biz.
Like now, and here's the thing. Chris Noth is in it as like her former handler, right? And he gives her one of those speeches like, come on, come back to the CIA. You were the best they ever had.
Of course, he trained her, so I don't know if
it's like, really oh my god.
And the fight scenes and the gun handling and whatnot, it's all adequate. But do you really buy Latifah as this Equalizer?
It's just not.
We only watched one episode, but it was like we were back in the 80s, sitting on the couch with our parents watching a crap Equalizer
wait a minute
show.
What is the network that it's on? It's on CBS All Access,
which is the old people.
Which is their streaming service, right? And it's for people our age and older, I think. I really do.
Yeah, but we're not that old. I'm sorry.
I felt old when I watched it.
I felt old watching it. Absolutely. So the Equalizer, Queen Latifah, I don't know, give it a shot and tell us we're different.
Tell us we're wrong.
Tell us we're wrong.
We'll fight. Yeah, what's up?
I don't think
what's
so.
Up? And I love me some Latifah.
I love Queen Latifah, but I got to tell you, my favorite role that she was ever in was probably the one that was closest to who she really is off screen, which was Set It Off, where she played an awesome, hot lesbian bank robber who had a super hot girlfriend, and they got all touchy-feely. Nikki T backed me up on this. Set It Off. It was a great movie. Sam Avola, The Old People. That's the new tagline. Yeah, CBS, come to watch The Old People.
Right.
Or come because you're old people.
Yeah. Murder, She Wrote again.
Dave is having withdrawals because we finally finished.
You have to bring that up.
5 seasons of Orphan Black. Now we realize there is a 6th season that's just an audio book.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We tried listening to it, but couldn't really get into it.
Well,
Casey says it'll be the #1 show soon, featuring a rapper on a Sunday night. Yes, there you go.
Orphan Black, people.
Dave is upset.
Listen,
now, we were
I'll tell you this.
last to the party on Orphan Black. Everybody else has watched it.
Apparently, right?
Besides us.
Now, I just wasn't. I wasn't biting. I'm like, yeah, okay. It's like a chick show, whatever. Guys, Tatiana Maslany plays the 10 main characters.
She's amazing.
Many times opposite herself.
Yeah.
And the way they did it with effects is perfect. There's nothing. It's never like
you never take
a bad wig and a thing and a guys.
Expertly done.
It's really well done.
And as they say in the promos, a masterclass in acting.
Yeah, I'm in love with her. She's great.
No,
she's my new. You know who she is?
Who?
She's taken the place of another great Canadian actress, Megan Follows.
The girl from
Hockey Night.
Anna Green Gables.
And what was the show that she was on recently? The Tudors. Was she on the Tudors?
Oh, I don't. Yeah,
as the mother.
That's
yes.
right.
I loved her back in the day.
You just took me back.
Yeah. Hockey Night, baby.
So, Snowpiercer is back. Season
wait. We're all done talking about Orphan Black.
Well, I mean, we don't need to like explain the show. They all know the show already.
Kevin's giving us more Orphan Black. Yeah. I got you, Kev. I hear you in the earpiece.
Somebody needs to come up with a juicy role for Tatiana now, though, because she was just in Perry Mason. And
it was just kind of
not that great.
I mean, no, she was okay, but like once you see what she can do, you're like, holy cow. You know?
Casey Riddles loved the Boto shirt. Now they should be a TV show. No kidding. So I wore this in honor of my Band of Their Own ladies for a couple different reasons. One was it was this time last year I was bringing them on stage for Hot Stove Cool Music at the Paradise, and I had the shirt on and it was so skin tight I was like popping out of it, and there were more rolls than a bakery. And now that I've lost 55 pounds, it looks a little better, which
it's getting shapely.
Yeah, so I like wearing, I like going shopping in my closet for things that didn't really fit, and now they fit, and it's very exciting. But more importantly, I miss all the ladies. And all the pictures come up in the memories of all the hot stoves, and the fact that we can't do it this year, and I'm missing everybody, and we're all very sad. But do yourself a favor and make sure you like the Band of Their Own page, by the way, because I helped Jen Trinan put it together. And now all the ladies run it, and it's wonderful. And
they're kind of awesome.
They need your support. They are kind of awesome.
Can you have like a crush on a band?
Yeah, I totally have a crush on that whole band.
I'm not talking about you.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, well, that's kind of cool.
Are you done yelling at me?
I don't know.
Speaking of bands and performing artists, becoming actors, making movies.
Wait a minute. Actors.
Casey Riddles sent us a little link today. I believe it was on Vanyaland earlier, the sort of online magazine Vanyaland, which is based out of Boston. Glenn Danzig has made himself a film, ladies and gentlemen.
Now is he a producer of the film?
It's a Glenn Danzig film.
Meaning he's the director.
I think he's maybe everything. So it's it's basically a vampire spaghetti western. And by the way, Holly Cantor, I definitely have a crush on Boto. Right there with you. I think the next set of shirts should say, I have a crush on Boto. Let's make it happen. So Julian Sands is in this movie. Yep. Eli Roth is in this movie. Yes, Danzig plays a vampire. I know you're shocked.
Vampire Cowboys.
Danny Trejo. Is it Trejo? Trejo, who you know from everything. Machete is in it, and he's also a vampire.
He's a vampire.
And then Devin Sawa is in it, who was the kid that was in that weird movie where he had the hands of a serial killer, and it happened at a time, I think Columbine, something really big and awful happened at the same time, and this kid, his career was supposed to go this way, and instead it just went
people kind of soured on him.
Yeah, anyway, he's in it too, and you barely recognize him until they say the name. But we will
There were some hot vampire chicks too, by the way.
Oh, lots of hot vampire
guys, chicks. It took me back to like, what is the old the English production company? Pinewood Studios, Cross, was it Cross? What is, guys, they did all the Dracula movies with like Christopher Lee.
Well, Pinewood is where they shoot like Star Wars and stuff, so I'm not sure what you're talking about, but
oh my goodness.
Just
somebody's going to help me out. One of you people who knows things.
Shows?
Yes, when there would be like a bar wench and she'd have like the St. Pauli girl outfit on.
There's a lot of St. Pauli girl outfits.
And then she had like the choker. Oh Lord!
Oh, you mean my Halloween outfit for the first year we went dressed as costume? Maybe I should bring that out again. Note to self. So we will send you the trailer. I don't even know what the name of the movie is. We were just so bowled over.
Oh no, wait!
It's made a movie.
Isn't it Death Rider?
Oh yeah, Death Rider.
I think it's called Death Rider.
Yeah. It looks fantastic, and that's a dude.
That's like the main character's name.
Yeah, his name is Ryder.
Oh yeah, what's your name, stranger? Ryder.
Yeah, it looks worse than Lost Boys, which is difficult to do. So we're looking forward to watching that for sure. What else did we watch? Okay,
so Snowpiercer is looking good.
Yeah, it is definitely. I'm happy.
Snowpiercer is looking good. Guys, The Expanse. They're getting the band back together on The Expanse, man.
Yeah, but a lot of our viewers were kind of over The Expanse.
Well, guess what? More from me. Okay? They just killed off one of the main characters. I'm not going to spoil it.
Lewis Warren says, "Say hello to the night." Is that one of the movies you're thinking of? I don't know.
No.
That doesn't sound familiar to me.
I'm talking like the old stuff.
It's
Christopher Lee as Dracula.
Yeah, it's a cheesy vampire spaghetti western. I mean, I don't really know. I think that pretty much sums it up.
We just have to send Casey Riddles a thank you card.
Yeah, well,
because it's ridiculous.
He is one of our producers and has been.
Well, he always
since the beginning.
produces. You know what I'm saying?
He produces content, ladies and gentlemen. Super Bowl halftime. I wasn't mad at it. I know a lot of people got super pissed about the weekend.
I wasn't pissed about it.
First of all, he spent like $2 or $3 million on that. You know, the artists do not get paid for the Super Bowl, right? Not sure if you knew that or not. They put up all their own money to do it because it's such a huge exposure deal.
Oh.
But like $2-3 million. The set design, I thought everything worked really well. And no, those were not jock straps on those dudes' faces.
I wasn't thinking that.
The Weeknd has this whole thing about bandaged faces, like Hollywood plastic surgery, and
I can't feel my face when
that sort of thing.
Hey guys, that was like our song when we first got together.
I Can't Feel My Face was like a huge hit. And I was not only working at CLX, but I was working at Mix too, and I had to play it all the time.
Who is this?
Yeah, and we like totally made out to it or whatever. It was
Did
like
we?
our song.
Oh my god!
It's totally our song for a hot minute. Lewis also says "Blood of Dracula" and such. So I think that's where
this is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, there's a big.
Oh, Holly says, "Who's over the Expanse?" Not me.
Thank you, Holly.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. We've got some more
good stuff, guys.
Lovers
good stuff
in the house. Very good.
You want to talk about some strong female characters? The Expanse.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now. I mean, the head of the UN, awesome.
I like her. Yeah.
I'll butcher her name.
I know who you're talking about.
She's an Iranian actress,
and
she's probably pushing 70 at this point. But she was in the movie The House of Sand and Fog.
Yeah.
With Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah, she's a beautiful woman, and we don't even need to talk about how beautiful Jennifer Connelly is. So speaking of plastic surgery, Casey Riddles is chiming in now. Gwen Stefani. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I can tell you right now, Gwen Stefani and I are the same age, and when I smile, I get the lines, and when she smiles, nothing at all.
Yeah.
So perhaps a little bit of Botox or something. But,
Liberace, what?
I mean, she looked good, and I did like the joke of bad cell service. So she's describing what she wants in a guy, and it takes out every other word. So she ends up getting hooked up with Blake Shelton, which I believe was shot in my favorite burger joint in the front of the Roosevelt Hotel in Hollywood, which is right next door to the theater where Jimmy Kimmel does his show. Was it a Jason Alexander towel or t-shirt or sweatshirt? It was a sweatshirt. The Jason Alexander sweatshirt
that
thing,
was pretty cool.
I hated that. I thought it was terrible.
Really?
I didn't get it. I was just kind of like, meh. I mean, the end where he's like, that's my face. Take my face off or whatever. It was just okay.
Hey, Sean O'Brien.
Hi. So glad you're here. Woohoo. Any other commercials that were really good? There was one or two. Oh, the one that Matt Bronger was in.
That was funny.
Was it like Miracle Grow or something?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It had like I think Martha Stewart was in it. There were a ton of people in it, but Matt Bronger, the comedian, who I had met years ago in LA, and we stayed friendly
all of a
on
sudden
Twitter.
I hear, "Hey, that's my buddy Matt!"
I like screamed at the television. I was so excited.
And of course, Cameron is here, and he goes, "You know Matt Bronger?" Like because he's a comedian, like freak.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Well, you know, when you hang out with Kay Hanley in LA, you meet people. It happens. And Greg Barrett would throw these amazing comedy nights at Largo in the front room. And I think all in one show, Greg Barrett, Matt Bronger, and our favorite who grew up in Marblehead, Rob Delaney. Met them all that night. So we were just so excited that Matt Bronger had a gig. I was very excited about that.
It was pretty cool.
I
mean, you're in a Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah, I mean, it's
welcome.
Big. Although viewers were down by a lot this year.
You know what? Look at.
I think everybody's just kind of done.
If we want to talk about this, okay, listen, guys. Tom Brady, again, okay, proved that he's the greatest of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whether you love him, hate him, or otherwise, okay. 2 more touchdown passes to Gronk, and you're sitting there going, "Why can't we get players like this?" Guys, I'm happy for the guys.
They had, instead of a duck boat parade, they had a real boat parade today in Florida, and Tommy got drunk. Like to the point where there's a guy holding him up when he gets off the boat and is back on land. I just saw the video about an hour ago, and everyone's like, "He's drunk as stuff."
It might be his sea legs, though. You know, like
here's the thing:
he's just getting used to being back on land after all that time at sea.
That guy's body is a temple, and he has treated it like a temple until today or yesterday, whenever that party was. He probably didn't even have that much to drink, but because he hasn't had anything bad for his body in so long, and when you're on a boat, there's something about being near the water and drinking where it just kind of catches up to you very quickly in the worst moment. Yeah. Like when you're drinking in a hot tub or something, like you don't realize it, and then you go to get up, and you're like, "I can't move at all." You thought you were fine 5 seconds ago.
I've never had that problem.
Yeah. So
I float.
Quickly before we have Sam come in, because he is in the green room waiting by, did we leave enough like things in the green room for him, like everything on his rider?
The guy brings his own snacks.
Okay,
he makes them from scratch.
Okay, we can't do a lot on the riders for the green room people, just so you know, future guests of our show. We'll do better.
Listen, if you need organic stuff, you better bring it yourself, man.
So we have told people, if you want us to review your music, send it on over. The worst talk show live at gmail.com is the best place to send it. You can also send it on Facebook Messenger if you'd like. And Adam Sherman sent us a new record of his.
It's a whole album, yes. Yeah,
and I'm going to tell you the name of it because it was on a different page and I don't want to mess it up. It's called Triangle Sky, and you can find it on Bandcamp. But like I said, if you want us to review your music, at your own risk, because we do not pull punches. And it was definitely not our jam, Adam. I'm sorry.
It wasn't my jam, definitely. I just
if you're a fan of Americana, maybe it will be. And I thought I was, but that was just not for me. So I apologize. But if you want to take the risk and send us your music, we will listen.
If you don't listen to music, and you'll never know.
Review it. And with 1 minute left, there's a band I discovered recently called Lavara. And I say discovered because really it was, oh my God, Dave is going to freak out when he hears this. It's Steve Lukather's son's band. Now, we all know Dave's personal hero, Steve Lukather, from Toto, who is
best friends with Eddie Van Halen. That's all I got to say.
Some of the greatest songs of all time.
And Turn Your Love Around for George Benson.
Okay, so I found out about this band because Cherie Curry of the Runaways, her older sister, not her twin sister, her older sister is married to Steve Lukather. And so she's auntie to Steve Lukather's son. Her son, who she has with Robert Hayes of the Airplane movies. I know.
Yes,
Well,
with the drinking problem.
There'll be some sort of
Striker.
a family tree thing later.
Yeah.
The drinking problem. He directed the video, and it's great. And so if you can find it, it's Levara, Levara. Highly recommend. Good stuff. And of course, any relation to Steve Lukather. All right, let's, can we let Sam in, please? Producer Kevin.
Sim Salabim, make it happen.
Right from the green room.
Where is he?
Make sure you've got your video on.
Now's the time you put your 3D glasses on, kids.
Yeah, right?
There
we go. I'm only a little stupid with this technology stuff. You got to bear with me.
Look at it, Sam.
Oh my God, I'm so happy to see you. I may get a little emotional, not gonna lie.
Okay, so we'll do it really quick. Big love to you. You know I love you.
I love you too. Thank you.
I know you love me, Sam. I appreciate it.
You are a super
I'll get
friend.
to you later.
Super friend in every sense of the word. So,
look at him with this red shirt on.
I know, you look great.
He looks festive.
I did not wear a gray t-shirt on purpose. I said to Lisa tonight, it was like, look, I'm not in gray. So
exactly. Well, you would have blended in with the background. You know what I mean?
My life is gray, as you can see.
Can we show everybody? So you just redid your kitchen not too long ago, and I know there were some things.
Trials and tribulations.
Yeah, there was some trauma.
But
if you're thinking about doing it,
well,
don't move. It's so much easier.
But can we talk a little bit about the stove behind you, because it's a pretty stove.
Oh, it's a sexy stove.
It's a sexy stove.
Yeah.
Oh, it's one sexy stove.
I'll cave on that one. The beast. Let's see. I pushed commercial grade as far as I could go in residential code without having to get a variance. So basically, it's a restaurant stove that I got away with getting in my house. One burner, the front burner, is the BTU load of a typical 4-burner and oven of a residential gas stove that you'd buy at Sears. So it comes with a disclaimer that it can warp pans. The first burner is 25,000 BTU. So you get that sear, you get that ability, like wok cooking, and when you sear a steak, you get that crust on the outside. It's dream come true. I've dreamed of having this for a million years, and they come true if you work hard.
Nice.
If you work hard and have a lot of patience.
Sam, please remind me. I wanted to talk to you about smelting some metals.
Okay, come on down. Come on down. I'm doing that. That's the week after next. We're doing pot roast next week. Week after next, you're good.
Smelting, yes.
Can we drink on the show?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, cheers.
Bottoms up.
Cheers.
And I just realized my water is nowhere near me right now.
I'm sorry.
But yes, we do, because neither of us partake in alcohol, so we need you here.
Okay.
So please.
I've got you covered.
Because everybody else who watches is usually drinking along with the show or making dinner. Thank you. So obviously we were going to have you on last week, and then everything happened. But kudos to you. You were like, whatever you need, whenever you need, I'm here. Let's do this. And we were trying to decide what we were going to do, because I love you, and you're such a character, and you're so awesome. And there's so many different things about you that I love. And I knew we couldn't get to everything in one show. So I knew I was going to have you back again.
Okay.
And so we just thought, because of what we have been through this last week, losing my mom, that comfort food was key, but also I'm still trying to stay on the right side of the scale right now. So why don't you tell everybody what you and I came up with?
Okay. A couple of months ago, my sister, who is the queen of cookies, she makes cookies all the time, and they're magical. There's just something comes out of her fingertips as she's rolling the dough. You just can't eat one. You eat them by the dozen every time she makes one. She introduced me to something called a Cowboy Cookie, which I had never heard of before. And I guess they're really big from like Texas up to Oklahoma. And there's all different variations of them. But basically the shared thought is they have peanut butter in them, they have peanuts in them, they have coconut in them, and they have chocolate in them. So they're these chocolate chip cookies on steroids, basically.
Well, there's a lot of protein in there, right?
Right? So I can justify anything. Give me 5 seconds. I can turn anything into it's keto, it's this, it's that. Oh yeah, I can turn it into anything. So when Janet made them for me, they were delicious, but they were really sweet, like almost make your teeth itchy kind of sweet. And the only problem I had with that is like it slowed you down. You couldn't have 6 of them. You could only have 1 or 2.
I can't have that, Sam. I can't be slowed down. I'm
not tapping the brakes for anybody. So I thought there's got to be a more adult version of these. There's got to be a way to make these a little bit more adult, if you will.
Yeah.
So I just started tampering with the recipe until I came up with something that I really liked. And I know with all this technology and everything, it's kind of hard, but I'm going to try something.
Okay.
See if you can catch this.
Dave, I'm not going to be able to catch it. Oh, hold on.
Oh, did you?
I got it.
All right, listen. Brush it off.
Yay, I love it.
Listen.
The magic of television.
We have yet to try.
Hold it all the way up. See.
We have yet to try them.
And then by the side so you can
Cheers.
see. Oh,
I dropped it.
Don't worry, we have more than one. So,
it's enlarged to show texture.
Cheers.
Look at the texture there, and they're all this shape. They're
Closer.
Sort of, do you ball them up in the stove?
I have a little, it's like a mini ice cream scooper for cookies, so they all come out normal. They all come out the same size.
Kind of, yeah.
It's
now,
cookies.
I broke him up a piece because I want to show you what's going on in here.
Oh, there's a lot going on.
So there's a lot going on.
Yeah, there is a lot going on in there. Are you ready?
Tell me what you think.
Very dense and a good chew, but also a nice crisp on the outside, which is key.
They're dunkers.
Oh, salt. And you've got some kosher salt on there as well.
Malden salt, even better.
Oh, I'm sorry,
because it's the big flakes that don't melt. You just need that little bit of salt to round out. There's 3 different kinds of chocolate in there. So again, you can make it healthy because I put dark chocolate in there. It's not milk chocolate. So
good for your heart.
Food, dark chocolate, and walnuts, which are again a good source of protein. They're like up there with an omega fat, aren't they?
Yep, omega 3s, I believe.
And it's funny, I would not think about walnuts and then peanut butter in the same cookie, but it absolutely works.
The peanut with the peanut butter. Oh, and then in the original recipe, it was creamy peanut butter, which had this really weird textural thing. And I used chunky to get more texture in there, but there's coconut in there. Today I cheated. Normally I used unsweetened coconut, but there's actually sweetened coconut in there. I couldn't find unsweetened. And then
this interview is over.
Yeah, let's go. Shut it down, Kevin.
Unbelievable.
Oats.
Plug. Give me more of those.
All right,
there's
so
oats.
I said that it was a good chew, and Casey Riddles is saying I'm already a Guy Fieri wannabe. And Casey, you're shut off now. No more.
You know what, Casey? We're gonna come to you and we're gonna frost your tips. How's that sound?
So talk to me about the chocolate. There's dark chocolate, but 3 different kinds.
Smitty is on.
Smitty's here. Smitty's saying hello.
Smitty, what's up, buddy?
There is, to me, I'm not a milk chocolate guy, and I'm definitely not a white chocolate guy. Chocolate needs to be dark. When I was little, my mother caught me in the pantry one time, gnawing on a bar of baking chocolate, the unsweetened baking chocolate. I love that. Like, to me, that's chocolate. So there's extra dark chocolate, bittersweet chocolate, and then just plain chocolate. So it just makes it seem a little bit more adult. But the one
is adult. That's what it is. It's an adult cookie.
You know what's
awesome? It's like a peak cream, right?
Listen, it's much too good to share with children.
Okay, now can you guess the secret ingredient?
Oatmeal?
Nope, that's in there. But there's a secret ingredient in there that you probably wouldn't think of.
It's not cinnamon. Is it cinnamon?
Nope.
All right, hold on.
Dave is
like
going
cardamom or something?
Excuse me. It's cayenne pepper.
Just crack black. cracked black pepper.
Okay, so all right, there you
And
go.
I'm not dying.
Yeah.
Normally, I can't have black pepper.
It's a tiny little bit, but it just balances out the cinnamon, and it just gives it that little bit of balance underneath all the chocolate, because otherwise they'd just be sticky sweet. They'd just be gross.
Yeah,
So-
and it's almost like a protein. It's like the best tasting protein bar you've ever had.
Yeah,
Honestly,
no,
but
I wouldn't even like. You're kind of
no,
insulting the cookie.
no, the protein balls that people make, like the date balls.
No, I'm
with,
totally
that are packed
fine with
you know
that.
what I
To
mean?
me, it's like, if you're gonna, I mean, it doesn't have frosting on it. You know, it's not milk
Thank God.
chocolate. You know, there's not really a ton of butter in there, and they're a dense cookie. They're a good
Nice.
size
Nice.
cookie.
Yeah.
So if you have one or two, I think you're satisfied with one or two. Although, Dave, my
Don't look
personal
at me,
record
I'm
is
so
9. 2 cups of coffee and 9 cookies. So there, the gauntlet has been thrown. Go for
All
it.
right, so look, I gotta ask you something. Would you be willing to part with your recipe?
Absolutely.
So put it on the site.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Got it already typed up for you. so
Awesome, buddy.
I'll send
Thank
it
you
over
so
to
much. Because guess what?
I think
This
it's
is my new favorite cookie. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Awesome.
the
They're
Cowboy
really
Cookie.
easy. And supposedly what you can do with them, I've never tried it yet because I always wind up making them all, but you can ball them up and roll them and get them ready to go and stick them in the freezer. And then when you want a warm cookie, you just take a frozen one out and throw it in the oven.
Yep.
Wait a minute. You're saying that normal people will take one cookie and make it because they're in the mood for a cookie?
They haven't been enlightened, Dave. They haven't seen the light. They don't.
I mean,
know
I've
what
never
to do.
I've never heard of people like this.
Well,
Yeah,
they do exist,
there are people
but
that can take one. I've
Yeah.
yet to meet one, and
they're just not our people.
Yeah, it's like, bring them here. I'll straighten them out.
Cowboy cookies are very serious cookies.
Mm.
Just
Good.
like the peak freens or whatever they were called. Was it peak freen? What was it called?
Peak cream.
Are a very serious cookie. Wasn't that the jingle? Oh, now you can't sing because
Sorry.
his mouth is full. Oh, let's just keep eating and I'll just do the whole show.
There you go.
Hey, you heard her, guys.
So what are you cooking? Let's talk about that a little bit. Because I am going to link to all of your pages, not just the design page, but also you've been doing posts since I've known you, where you pop on your handsome little face and you're like, this is what I'm making. And here it is. What are you cooking? And then you hit it.
I've always wanted to do something that wasn't long format, that was more just a quick thing.
Mhm.
I am not a professionally trained chef. I am a home cook. And I always feel like, my mother always taught me, like, you shared recipes. You taught each other. Oh, how do you do this? Oh, you peel the potato that way. Oh, I do it this way. And it was just shared knowledge. It was just something that was, I had one aunt who used to have like the recipe copy that she'd give you when you asked for it. And it was totally different than the one she'd make. And I just don't think there's any joy in doing that. I mean, it's like, to me, my thought is like, woohoo, Dave makes the cookies now. Good, Dave. Next time you come over, bring some cowboy cookies. That's
Right.
how I think about it. You share it, because ultimately, with a recipe is nothing more than a suggestion. A recipe is nothing more than a suggestion. If you only have X, it shouldn't stop you from making the recipe. Throw open the cabinets, throw open the refrigerator, look, be resourceful, figure out
Agreed.
how can I do this. Don't let it cripple me. Let it inspire me. Let it make
I like
me
that.
better.
You have to adapt and overcome, right?
There's nothing. Everybody's got a jar of peanut butter in the cabinets. Worst comes to worst, make yourself a PB&J, suck it up and get over it. There's nothing insurmountable. Really, the only meal that you can totally screw up that there's no recovery from is Thanksgiving dinner. And that only comes once a year. Everything else, you should go at it fearlessly. Just go at it. I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen? So for as far as a recipe is concerned, I think there's a great, if you will, it's almost like a suggestion. I'll go through and try to carve out a recipe and give you a recipe. A lot of the times I don't measure. I'm a lazy cook. It's one more thing to clean at the end of the day. Learn when you put the salt in your hand, that's how much it measures. Then you don't have to wash the spoon, you wash your hands. So for what are you cooking? My thought with that was, how do I encourage people to be more free and just literally keep it conversational? Like, you're talking to your buddy, right before dinner. It's like, oh, I heard you tap the wooden spoon on the side of the pan. What have you cooked tonight? What are you making tonight? And I wanted to keep it just that way. When everything happened with the pandemic, it just seemed very trivial, almost. It seemed very unimportant. And the one thing that I've learned through the pandemic is I probably should have kept going, because it's a great connection thing. And food is an amazing piece of currency in the world, in how everybody eats. Everybody has to eat.
Yep.
So food is a great connector. I use it here for, it's a conduit here to get everything going here. So,
yeah, I mean, to the point where you have to kick us out.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say you've weaponized food, but
I have. I admit it. I have.
We went to Sam's white trash brunch, right? And there was a sheet pan sized
Pop-Tart,
homemade Pop-Tart, and it was pretty much that. Like, I felt
the whole
8-year-old Angie was like, "Oh my god!"
It was a whole
Yeah, that was just insane. And it's funny because we were doing intermittent fasting at the time. So we showed up hungry. Like, we had not had anything to eat for like 12, 16
but we're not
hours.
supposed to eat until, yeah, all right.
You just shift those 8 hours. That's all you do. Your 16 becomes 18 and everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Diabolical. But I do love that. I mean, one of the reasons why we have our 3 rules of the show is, what to watch, what to listen to, what to eat, and what to cook, is because during the pandemic, that is literally, our lives were all whittled down to those 3 things.
You're not going out, generally speaking. We can't go out and see everybody. And
nobody at this point in time, don't be stingy and don't be selfish with a recipe. It's not worth it.
No.
And I love that your aunt would give the recipe, but always leave like a secret ingredient out or whatever it is. And like, we're not going to rewards people.
Well, I think that's just mean, because then you've spent all that money. I mean, let's face it, ingredients aren't cheap. You've spent all that money, you've spent that time, and you don't have the result that you were looking forward to. I mean, if you're going to be that way, just say, no, I don't give out the recipe.
Yeah, was it being catty and competitive
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that is real, especially with families.
I won't name anybody on Helen, but I mean, it was bad. It was
Helen myself.
Well, maybe it's the name. I mean, it was just, to me, it was, well, actually, I should say on Helen, sorry. It was, I think it's just cruel. Why would you do that? You don't waste somebody's time, you don't waste somebody's money, and you certainly don't set them up to be disappointed that you're literally setting them up to fail. I think that's just not a good way to do it.
But it also kind of proves your point that, you should stay flexible as a cook. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of roll with it and, you make do with what you have.
I remember once we went over her house, and the recipe my mother was talking about was the little Italian cookies with the sprinkles on the top.
Mm-hmm.
And she used to make them, and they were perfect. And they were like that perfect cookie that they had, like that cakey kind of middle, but the outside was like firm, and then the perfect little dab of frosting on the top. They were just, you pop them in your mouth and they were just great. They were perfect.
Anisette?
Yeah. And that's what my mother was expecting. Like, that's what she was going to make. And she was making them to bring somewhere on top of it.
Well, that's the other thing. You probably talk it up like, oh my God, I have this great recipe. I can't wait to bring it.
It's a pride thing.
Yeah.
No, I just think it's a dickhead thing, honestly. I would never do that to somebody.
No, like, you would want to bring your best is what I was trying to
yeah. I mean, you definitely don't want to bring something subpar, and you most certainly wouldn't want to bring something like you said that you've talked up and said, oh my God, this recipe, I got it from my sister-in-law. It's wonderful, blah, blah, blah. And then you show up and it's like, oh yeah, these are great. Yeah, throw it away.
These are fantastic.
We're never believing you again.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that.
You can bring the drinks next time.
Casey wants to know, what is your favorite thing to make? What's like sort of your go-to favorite thing?
Anything that you can eat. I don't have a favorite. My thought is
You do love a lentil, though. Let's be honest.
Hey, and have you perfected those pork dumplings yet?
Oh yeah. Oh, long time ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dave went through a dumpling phase not too long ago, and
did I promise you dumplings? That was subtle.
You know what?
Diabolical.
Listen, I wasn't gonna say it. He did kind of promise me dumplings.
He did promise you dumplings.
Okay.
But then the pandemic, and you know, what are you gonna do?
But I don't eat any legumes. It's a texture thing for me, and it's so funny because I love seeing everything that you make, and you inspire me to make things too. And there's always that needle on the record moment when the lentils show up, and this.
Okay, so I don't like them all mushy. And I have a trick when I make them that they actually stay a little poppy, so they don't get like paste. They actually stay separate, more like a bean, than get pasty. So there might be some hope for you.
She hates beans too, Sam. It's not going to happen.
I'm the weirdest. You know, there aren't many foods that I can't eat, obviously, but mushy peas, though. Mushy peas are okay because they don't. It's the legume problem for me is the mushy inside the skin. It's the skin, really, more than anything else. And
so if you peel the peas,
well, like put it this way, I can't eat chickpeas, but hummus is fine. You know what I'm saying? It really is just a texture thing.
I have the world's worst texture issue: fat, gristle, skin. I mean, literally, my mother, when I was little, I would cut a circle in the middle of the pork chop because I didn't even want the meat that was bordered on the top, on the outside. I would literally poke out a hole in the middle and just pass the plate on down to somebody else.
This portion is from no man's land.
You would not have survived a day in my house.
Oh God, there was a big bad pile all the time. It was like, yep, not doing that, not doing that. Lisa and I first
we totally get along, buddy. You can have the dry center. I'll take all the good tasting stuff.
Not when I make a pork chop. Not when I make a pork chop.
I couldn't have my food touching each other on the plate when I was little.
I'm a firm believer still that it all goes separate. I have separate compartments in my stomach. It's
all together. One area, and meat goes to another. And
by the way, Sean O'Brien also totally had a dumpling phase, so you're not alone there. They went down the dumpling rabbit hole.
Oh man,
they're just so perfect, and especially after you get it down how to do them, you wind up with like a tray of 60 of them without batting an eye. Your hands feel like this when you're done with them, but I mean, they're like, you can make them, you can freeze them again. It's something you can make ahead, you can freeze. As you know, I'm a big fan of make a lot and plan ahead. And that way you cook once and you eat 3 times, or you set yourself up that you can eat a couple of times out of it.
Yeah.
Lisa and I have very different schedules. You've seen how Lisa, you know, my wife eats like a bird. She grazes all day long. 2 little bites of this. 20 minutes later, she has 3 bites. You know, an hour later, she has a bite of this. She has these little teeny bags with all these weird things in them all the time, like 2 almonds.
Weird bags of stuff?
Like birdseed, but not birdseed?
What do you mean?
She's
a grazer. She's a snacker. That's how she eats.
She will not sit down and eat a whole meal. And when she does, it makes her miserable. She'd just rather nibble here, nibble here, nibble here. And I think it's a lot smarter because I want to get the backhoe and literally just like pull open my mouth.
Yeah, back up the truck, guys. Dump her on in.
Toot, toot, toot. That's my happy noise.
Yeah, I've been working really hard on my relationship with food because, and I, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like a lot of us grew up in households where there wasn't a lot of money, but reward was food. Treats were food. A special occasion, it was all about the food.
Yeah.
And so now I'm trying to substitute other things. You know,
it's an addiction issue. I mean, it's straight up an addiction issue. I'm addicted to the joy of cooking it. I'm addicted to sitting down and eating it. Until I hit 40, I could eat anything I wanted all day long, never had a problem. I hit 40 and it was sort of like my metabolism was like, bye-bye, you know, I'm out. Everything gives me heartburn. Everything gives me acid reflux. Everything, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. You know, your body gets older. You have to deal with it. So to me, I think as we get older, it's smarter that we're making better choices and trying to eat the way that we should. I mean, let's face it, we can't be at, at Kelly's at 2:00 in the morning anymore, and having 2 hot dogs and a grilled cheese and then go home and go to bed.
Sam,
nothing's wrong.
You're not going to be there then? You're saying you're not?
Next week. I'll meet you there next week. I'm out this week.
How many times did we all stagger up to the Kellys for the order? I mean, it wasn't even like 2 or 3 years ago. We would be heading home from a show in town, and we'd be driving right through Revere, and it was like, let's stop at Kelly's, because you need the alcohol to soak up, or whatever it was to soak, like a good roast beef sandwich in your stomach was going to help you get through the next hour of your life.
And really, who makes better chicken fingers than Kelly's? Really, those things, those
everybody,
perfect things. They're my favorite.
Myself,
Sammy. Hey,
you don't go to Kelly's for the chicken fingers.
That's
ridiculous.
Yeah, you do. And then you take a chicken finger and you put it on the roast beef sandwich.
You're into the stacky thing.
Beginning food, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And the IHOP in Wellington Center also, Nikki T says. That was a late night thing too.
Oh,
for sure.
Eddie and I had the best experience in there ever. We walked in there one night and there was this table of 4, it was like middle of the night. There was this table of 4 beautiful women that had, everybody had just gotten out of the club and went there. And this homeless guy walked in and he goes right to these 4 girls, these poor girls, and he zeroes right in on them, and he got right in their face and he said, "Want to see a good trick?" And he went like this and he rubbed his head and he rubbed it on the table and he took out his lighter and lit it on fire. And they all made that face. They literally were like,
I'm horrified.
It was like right out of like a John Waters movie. It was great. Want to see a good trick?
Well, for anybody that had an appetite, that's over now.
Not for nothing. Hey, you want to see a good trick? How to end a show?
We went over with Sam, but we knew we were. Sam Avola, we love you so much.
Totally worth it, sir. Thank you very much.
Love you guys. Thank you for having me.
Cowboy Cookies will be posted tomorrow.
And it'll include all the ingredients.
We promise.
For real. Nothing, no fake.
And just quickly mention your Facebook pages, but I will also post the links.
Everything will be posted.
Well. Thank you. Thank you so much. Great visiting with you guys.
You want to mention them?
Yeah, what's the name of the design Facebook page, and then the name of the cooking? What are you eating?
My interior design page is Sam Avola Designs, and the food page is What Are You Cooking? Because we always ask, what are you cooking?
Much
love to you guys.
Love you so much.
Sam, thank you so much. Great job. Great having you on.
Everybody's bestie, Sam Avola.
Thank you. Have a good one. Love you guys.
We have cookies to eat. Bye.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, thank you for the huge, enormous outpouring of love and condolence for my mom. It was so greatly appreciated. And like I said, I've been wearing all that love like a cozy sweater for a week and a half. So thank you.
I will
also post the link to the Alzheimer's Foundation if you'd like to donate something in my mom's name. That would be great. If you have it, that's awesome. It is a brutal disease, and the sooner we can get a handle on Alzheimer's, the better. Linda Bean, love you. Thank you guys, Bob Tarasi, Holly Cantor, everybody who is on. Sam Avola has the gift of gab, and I could talk to him all night long. So, and I do on occasion. So we don't know who the guest will be next week, but if you want it to be you, let me know. And of course, if you'd like us to review your music,
up your cookie game.
The worst talk show live at gmail.com. Send us your stuff. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Mwah. And
bye.
We are out.